Alrighty, so as though I needed a new project, new scale, new thing to be working on, you see in front of me the French Infantry Brigade box from Warlord games. This is that epic scale stuff that I swore I would never touch. But then, of course, I started looking at some pictures online, and they looked really cool. And then I put one of these in my watch list on eBay, and the seller came back with an offer, and I was like, wow, that's a good price. And then I said, you know what, let me just grab the box. And immediately kind of felt bad that I did, because when am I going to paint this? Is this something new now I'm going to work on? But it arrived. And I got to tell you, first of all, the box looks great. And this is the first thing that got me interested in this. When it came, it's just the box. I wish other companies did something like this. You look like all the figures painted up on both sides. This is almost like a painting guide here on the back. And they just look really good. I was like, wow, this looks really cool. The thing that I was a little bit concerned with is that it said in here, on there, it said it came with, I'm trying to see where it was, but it said it came with three contents. 3 epic battles French infantry plastic sprues, 3 plastic base screws, and 1 flag sheet. So I thought to myself, it must have 3 of these things. 1, 2, 3. I was like, maybe that's what it comes with. But then, you know, when I opened the box, I did see it has everything in the box. So I did get a good price on it. So I was almost like, well, 3, that won't be so hard to paint. But it did come with everything. So let me just show you what's in there. And I know a lot of people have done this much better than I have. I'm just going to show what it comes with. Just here are the bases, and then a pretty nice flag sheet, and then of course 3 sprues. So you know, I should have read that more carefully. That means 3 of these. So 1. So there's the infantry. Comes in blue. A lot of these guys are in Greek coats. A lot of them are just in a regular uniform. So it's kind of mixed by figure stand here. So there's the second one, and then the third one. So I just looked at them. I said, you know, they do look kind of nice. The art on the box looks nice. Let me cut a few of them off, which I did. And I said, let me play around with the bases. And I did end up finally painting one of them. So here's my attempt at it, and I'll give you a few thoughts. So there's my attempt at it. I haven't flocked the base yet, but I painted the figures there. And as you can see, I'm no expert at painting. I did the best I can. And it's probably why I go with smaller scale. If you look close, you see all the errors I made. And I was kind of trying to speed painting them. In my own defense, I did these pretty quickly. I put a quick wash on them also. They were not easy to paint. I don't know why. Some figures for me, I tend to be easier to apply paint. Some not as easy, not as giving. And maybe because they're molded together. But for me, it took me a while to try and get them, you know, looking somewhat adequate. And even now, I tend to look at them a lot. I'm like, I don't know, do I like them? Do I not like them? You know, did I do a good enough job? Should I try them again? One thing that struck me is they're really close on the base, and the base is really small. I would have liked a slightly larger base, maybe more room between the 2 rows. Obviously, they're sculpted together. They all kind of look alike. But you know, you have the variations. You have the grenadiers on the side, and on the other bases, you'll have the light infantry, as they show here, you know, and the commanders. And I tried to kind of follow the painting that they have here, although of course mine did not come out as good. Sorry, I keep getting my finger in there. So let's take a look at them with some other figures. These are my Pendraken. I think I pronounced that right finally, my Pendraken French. And you look at them, definitely different. And I think Pendraken are the 10mm I like the best, and I paint a lot of them. You can tell, I mean, they're different. They're, you know, a lot smaller. And just for reference, here's a 15mm, although I think closer to 18mm, AB Eureka Miniatures base of Prussians. So again, they kind of fit in, and just for maybe other reference, some 15 millimeter Peter Pig Germans, which are a little closer, I guess. Peter Pig are on the smaller side of 15 millimeter. But you see there, they kind of are in the middle of everything. I heard there are some 15 millimeters that they can go with, but they're closer to 15 millimeter, I think, than 10 millimeter. But I wouldn't mix them really with anything. So just my, I don't know, brief summary of the Warlord game figures. I'll probably paint some more of them at some point. I keep saying, just put them away now. Don't go down that rabbit hole. Paint the stuff you have. Finish the Adlers. Finish the 10 millimeter. But, you know, the more I look at them, you know, kind of at a distance, like they'll look kind of cool once I get 4. That's another thing too. Quickly, I know that to actually play a game with these is going to be a disaster. They're called epic scale, but if you look at 4 bases, you know, that's pretty, if I did ever play a game, I've played a little around with black powder, I'm going to need a lot of room, which I don't have, and a lot of figures. You know, epic scale, I kind of wish they went with something more like 6 millimeter. These are pretty big for that. So I know some people cut them in half, which looks kind of cool, but I didn't want to try to do that. I might paint some more. I might paint 4 or 8 of them, and then probably get really into it once I look at them and I'm like, oh, you know what, they look kind of cool. But for now, just 1 base. So overall, I think they look nice. I wish more companies did what they do, is that they just throw everything in a box. Throw everything you need in a box. It just makes life so much easier, and it just gives, you know, makes you want to paint them. I mean, when I look at this, I'm like, you know what, I really wanted to get started with these. It kind of got me to opening it. I said, you know, I told my wife, I said, I'm not going to open it. I'm going to keep it closed. And the first thing I did was open it up and start painting it. All right, so there you go. Just a look, and just, I know some people are interested, just another look with my Pendrake in French. Okay, so that's it, just a brief overview of these Warlord games.